This is the Porsche Cayman GT4 RS, the first ever Rennsport model for a mid-engine Porsche and the coming of age for its supposedly entry-level sports car. This is hardly entry-level, for it is the most hardcore, most expensive, most technically advanced and most capable Cayman ever made. To find out just how mad of a car it is and why Porsche even bothered making it, we flew halfway around the world to Portugal on the hallowed grounds of Estoril Circuit to find out. Nestled behind the driver is a 4-litre naturally aspirated flat-six engine that wails to a stratospheric 9,000 RPM, making 500 PS and 450 Nm of torque. Instead of having a rear quarter glass, the RS benefits from bespoke carbon fiber intakes that feed air into a gorgeous new airbox, inside which are custom-made air filters by BMC. Unlike your typical sports car, the startup sequence and exhaust note are a little mellow. Bystanders won't be impressed by the lack of sound, but for the driver, the GT4 RS is full of drama. It's the cabin that gets bathed in mechanical cacophony. You hear so distinctly the intake noise and the precise moment the variocam valves open up. When you take it to 9,000 RPM, which you inevitably will be tempted to all the time, it becomes criminally deafening. You literally cannot hear anything else, and that is the sort of escapism we need. Okay, so we're gonna go on the main straight right now. And before that, I just want to show you how the 4-litre flat-six sounds every time it tries to pull to 9,000. So here goes. What an extreme car. I really don't know how anyone can have the mental tenacity to drive this beast for more than 2 hours at one stretch, because there is a lot to process here. You're putting a lot of noise, it's coming right behind you, there's a lot of heat, vibration, and it's just so raw. It's so much more raw than the 911 GT3, and in some ways it's just the kind of toy that you really want. And for Porsche to do this, to give the customers what they've always wanted, a balls to the wall kind of 911 powered mid-engine car, this is as mental as it gets, because I really don't think this, I really don't know if there's gonna be a car that is gonna be more mental than this, at least for as far as the Cayman goes. And you're only gonna get a PDK in here because, number one, the 8-speed PDK in the 911 GT3 is too long to fit in the Cayman, and the 7-speed PDK that you have here is derived from the previous 991.2 GT2 RS. But it's got revised gear ratios, so it's the shortest gearing any RS model has ever got. And to illustrate just how short it is, in second gear alone, you can pull the car up to 116 kilometers per hour. And when you have short gears, all you want to do is just let rip and take the car up to 9,000 RPM. And it's just so responsive. You've got this broad range of power, just usable at your fingertips, or rather your right foot, and getting goosebumps. I'm feeling a bit nauseated from all this sensation that I have to deal with. But man, what a beast this car is. What an absolute beast. I love it. As for dynamics, the GT4 RS gets bespoke ball joints, upgraded springs, wider tracks, and adjustable anti-roll bars to maximize traction. There's also extensive aero work from the knuckle ducts on the bonnet, vented fenders to evacuate air, and the massive adjustable rear wing with swan neck fixtures that were first seen on the 911 GT3. Sure, even after all that, you could say that the GT4 RS looks a bit iterative and doesn't appear to be all that special. But it is, and at the very core of it is a thoroughbred that keeps challenging its pilot. It's one of the rawest driving machines I've ever had the pleasure to sample over the course of my career, and I can assure you, it is every bit as delightful of an experience as they say. Whether you like to admit it or not, Porsche makes some of the best driver's cars the world has ever seen. The GT4 RS is Porsche GT in peak form, a way of telling the world that it is bowing out of the internal combustion arena in the grandest of all fashion. Porsche is a brand that listens very closely to the needs and wants of its customers, so even though it took nearly 3 full life cycles for the Cayman to get to this point, I say it was completely worth the wait. If I were you, I'd call my sales advisor right about now.